Still digging. Man, great video this morning. Just wanted to say, this is Earl from Virginia. And guess what, man? Weather broke a little bit. I got a couple hours. I'm out here digging. Haven't been here 5 minutes. Got my first bullet. This is for you because you had a good video today. Alright guys. We're looking right here. Very shallow hole. Truck's right there. That's about how far I've gotten. So let's see what we got. It's probably gonna be a 58. Right off the bat, drop 58. Probably a little windy, probably picking it up, so I'll try to keep it quick. Got a couple hours to dig. I haven't dug, and I don't know how long. The freaking weather's been horrible, but our snow's melted off the last 3 days. It's wet, 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 but I'm gonna give it a shot. Later, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. I got fooled for a minute. Dug a little hole. I think I was getting 55 to 60 range, which is a button, but I thought it was going to be some trash. Real shallow hole. Got me a cool little, I hope the sun ain't too bright, and I'll change the direction here in a minute. I got me just a little flower motif. It's got like a cross pattern on the outside edge, a little flower in the middle, little cuff. Shank's there, but it's bent over. It's got a tin back, but man, when I first dug that thing, I thought for a second, guess what I thought it was? Y'all probably figured it out. I thought it was a Mississippi cuff button. Man, I was going to be jumping for joy if it was, but it's not. It's a cool little flower button cuff. I don't think I've ever found anything quite like it. This is probably just a little bit past Civil War, maybe Civil War. Might be earlier actually, but it's got a tin back, so it won't have a mark. It's got a shank, but it's bent over. Little flower motif with crosses on the outside border. Alright guys, I'll see you at the next target. Later. This is Alright guys, I'm back. Just got a strong signal. It's shallow. I actually got 2 signals. Well, a few minutes ago I got me a poncho grommet, or a tent grommet. No, not a tent grommet, a knapsack or a poncho. It's probably poncho. A little brass grommet. But got it there, but I got me a bullet, and I'm not too sure what I got. Looks like a 58, but this thing's too tall. This might be a modern slug, I don't know. But I haven't cleaned the, hang on. Alright guys, I'm back. This is I don't know, I'm gonna need some ID help. This thing has got a huge deep base to it. And I don't know if this even gonna pick up, but it's over it's well over quarter inch. It's see if I can do this. Get everything in focus. Alright, here's my poke. So it's about that deep in the bullet. For example, there's the poncho rivet, and it's deeper than the poncho rivet in depth in the base. It's got 3 rings like a 58, but this sucker's real tall. It might be a modern slug, I don't know. Any ideas? Give me some feedback. I never dug a bullet like this before, so it's a first for me. Anybody's got any idea? Of course it is fired, but it's got some deep crude 3 rings and a real deep base. No teat or anything, just a flat bottom, deep base. But appreciate any ideas. You got any idea, information, throw it in the comments section. I appreciate it. Also, I got to meet the renter. He wasn't exactly friendly. You make sure you fill your holes. Well, I always fill my holes, but I know he's got hard feelings. This used to be his land. Now he's renting it, and he's getting up in age, and he's never really let anybody on this property before anyway, and his main farm is down the road. He definitely doesn't let anybody in there, so Brett told me to kind of keep an eye out on him. He's going to probably be on the cranky side. Thought for a minute I was going to have to call him, but I didn't. So the gentleman says if you got permission, it's okay. So I got permission. I know Brett, the guy that owns the land. I've known him for probably 45 years. We grew up as kids. Our dads are friends, and we graduated together and went to high school together and everything else. So one of them deals. Pretty day. I'm running out of time. I'm just down a little slope. It's kind of trashy. I got the power supply is buried right next to me, so talk to y'all later. Talk too much. 68 signal, fairly deep, dug it down, got it out, saved some time. And I'm only about, I don't know, a couple feet, about 5 feet from where I just found that other bullet I never dug before. And this is definitely 58. It's been dropped, and nice little bullet. I'll take it. I think it's pretty much flawless. Little tiny, nice some kits there. That wouldn't mean it wasn't fired either, so it's dropped. It's probably just being tossed in the field. Some plow hits. I might have hit it right there. I ain't too sure. I might have hit it right there. But no big deal. It's a drop 58. Doing good. We'll keep looking. Kind of run out of time, so I'm gonna try to pick it up. I might have to skip a signal or two if I find anything, and then do a quick review with you. This is Earl. Hey guys, it's been a while. Did get a signal. I've been trying to dig some of these bigger iron hits. Haven't had much luck. Just mainly farm equipment and nuts and bolts and stuff. But I just get another drop 58, and still at the southern end of this field. A lot of trash mixed in here from farm equipment and from construction equipment when they put in electrical panels and stuff. But got me another drop 58. I'm gonna bug out of here shortly. Try to dig a couple more signals before I leave, and y'all have a great day, man. Happy hunting. This is Earl from Virginia. Good evening, viewers. This is Earl from Virginia doing a cleanup from my dig the other day. Sorry it took so long. I did actually. I was out in the field last week, but I just now got around to clean up everything. But here's the iron I got out of the field. I usually don't show my iron, but I'm going to start showing it because I decided to start digging the bigger iron now. The signals that are reading on my Garrett about 32 to 37 on the VDI. And just give you a close up. Just some simple things. These are probably period stuff, or just like a typical camp spike and a railroad spike. I've dug probably about 5 or 6 railroad spikes out of there. It makes you wonder how the trains kept running on the rails during the war, because they stole the spikes all the time for the camps. But also got this large pin. I'm pretty sure it's pretty modern. I figure it's a retaining pin for tractor, if it's carrying like a trailer or something up. I think it's a retaining pin. If not, if somebody else has any other clue, it's got a sort of like a fluted top, drop-in pin with a little top, and then just the length, solid steel, not hollow or anything. It's solid. So I got that. Got the typical half a horseshoe. I don't know. I brought home probably about 10 or 12 of them, but I think it's around 10. Then I got this other piece of iron. I could tell this is modern because it's been arc welded or cut off somehow or another right here. But it's just a rectangular piece. I figure it's farm equipment as well. So that's my iron that I dug the other day. And then for my bullets, didn't get a whole lot. Did get a modern bullet. I got 3 58s. I got just a piece of brass, tiny and unidentifiable. It's just a piece of brass. And some melted lead. Of course I get that, and I've been finding a little bit more of that as I'm digging some of these smaller signals. These size here are just little teardrop lead drops, even smaller than little pistol balls or little buckshot, about the size of buckshot. Then the surprises of the day, well, not really surprises. One is I forget who the digger was, but somebody brought it to my attention before. This bullet here, it's a 58, but it is I don't know if it's going to focus or not. Here it is in my bullet book. It's number 156B. 156 is they're called Williams regulation bullets. They are set similar to the Williams cleaners, which are right here, from the same maker. And of course, I found a fair share of cleaners in the field, half of which about are missing their bases have been pulled out. But it's called a Williams regulation bullet. I think I've gotten about 8 or 9 of those, maybe 10 out of this field so far. And what tells them off is this wider base. And if you can see real close, right at the very top, it's got a flat, almost cut like a cut-off sprue top, just like this one does. It's got the flat cut-off sprue top and the wider base. What I love about these books is just for this right here, you can lay your bullet almost down identical. They're 1-for-1 in size scale most of the time. And you can lay your bullets down in the books to help identify. But besides that, find of the day, I take it, is going to be this bullet right here. The one when I was in the field thought it might have been a modern bullet. Well, I think coming to find out, it's not a modern bullet. I think it's coming to find out it's this one right here, which is actually it's 392 in my other book. 392 right there. The reason it caught my attention was this base. It's got a wider flange around the outside, and it's got a real deep straight walled and flat bottom base, and that's exactly what this one's showing here. And if you can pick it up side by side, pretty much the same thing right there. I have never dug one of these before, and it caught my attention right off the bat. But the other thing caught my attention was how crude these grooves were, and the bottom groove being slightly, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a lot, being slightly smaller than the two above. So I thought it might have been a post-war, but I'm pretty sure it's this 392. Now what's cool about this bullet 392 is, when you look at it over here, it gives you the ID. 392, it's a 584. Those are some of the dimensions, but right there, CSA, it's a CS bullet, 59, considered 59 caliber. But right there is what's cool. Found in sights of Georgia troops. Now, what I got to do some investigating is whether there was Georgia troops in that area, and not always was it recorded, but I think this part of the field where it's at was probably part of 2nd Winchester, or possibly 3rd Winchester. They both came through that area, or some kind of picket action. It could have been into the 3, or there was a camp nearby, and it could have been in the outskirts of that as well. But with that said, my find of the day is definitely going to be this bullet right here, which I thought might have been post-war. The only thing, I still got me confused a little bit. If you look at it really hard, right there, and somewhere else on there, there was some rifling grooves that are pretty deep. They weren't prominent all the way around, but there was definitely, there's one there, light one, and somewhere else I've seen on there. But there were some rifling grooves that are a little deep, but none the same. If I got the ID right, it's 392. My bullet book's the 59 caliber, and it's the most prominently found at Georgia troop sites. So I got to do some little bit more research to find out. I know Louisiana was in town for 2nd Winchester. They helped route the fort areas, but I'd be willing to bet there's probably some Georgia boys here too. So I got to do a little bit more investigating. So with that said, I'll close with my book. My book is actually the Civil War Projectiles #2 book, small arms and field artillery, and it's by McKee and Mason. And my other book was actually, it's kind of like a quick reference guide. It is Civil War Projectiles in the Civil War, and Bullets and Cartridges, and it's by James E. Thomas and Dean Thomas. So those are my 2 books that I use predominantly for my bullets. I got a ton of other books. Maybe one day I'll get into them. And wishing you guys a good day. This is Earl from Virginia. Oh, and NC Digger and Group, Sandy and Jack and Drew and all you other guys. Sorry to conk out on you about 2 o'clock last night. I was chatting away, man. Then the sleep man hit me. I had to sit down for a minute, take the dog outside, and next thing I knew, I was like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I crashed out on you guys without saying goodbye. So I apologize. This is Earl from Virginia. Have a great day. See y'all later.